Hi, my name is Shanmukha, and I'm a rising junior at Bridgewater Raritan High School. Today, I was able to finish my entire project. So to recap, basically what my project is, it's a glove-controlled, or it's a gesture-controlled robot that also has a claw attached to it. So I'm just going to demo how it works and everything. Right. So say I want the wrist to go up, right? I'll just do that. Say I want it to go down, I'll do that. So say I want the motors to go forward, I'll hold all of them. Say I want the car to go left, right? So different gestures are programmed with different commands of the hand. So since last time, one thing, basically what I did since my last milestone, I set up the chassis. To do this, I basically just cut out a piece of metal and attached the power bank, attached the Arduino, and attached the breadboard to it. One of the challenges I was facing with this was that I was supplying my motors with too little power to actually make them work with the extra weight on. So as you can see, this is a 12-volt power bank, right? It's actually a pretty big structure. So what that was doing, it was weighing down the motors, and eventually, like my motor, like with the amount of voltage I was currently supplying, my motors like would run when I lifted it, but when I put it down, it wouldn't run. So to fix that, I said, okay, let's just supply with more voltage. After doing this, I set up my claw. To do this, I basically was working with servos, and so I was working with servos, and then after I finished setting up the claw, I attached it to the chassis. Again, I ran into the same problem. I was supplying my motors with too little power to make it run with the extra weight added on. I ran into this problem, I said, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna supply the motors with 12 volts. And yeah, when I supplied it with 12 volts, the car would go really fast, and in my code I made a function that would basically be able to control the speed of the motors. So I could slow it down, so I would actually have full control of it. So the reason this step was really important was I finally finished my project, right? And that's really good because like 6 weeks of work and I finally got it done. So one of the skills I learned during this specific milestone was it took a lot of programming. Before, in my code, I was using while statements, but then I realized those are too slow and there would be a lot of lag. So I changed to an if-else statement and used else-ifs in my code to have the different gestures do different things. One big problem I had during this was that my motors stopped working just 2 days ago. So I was basically trying to control it with my hand, whatever, and the motors would not run. So I basically wasted an entire day just trying to figure out what was wrong, and then I finally realized that one pin was in the wrong spot. So obviously I put it back into the right spot, and finally my motors were working. But this was kind of bad because it wasted an entire day. So another problem I had was the servos were spazzing out a little bit, and to fix that, I just changed the code a little bit. So if I had more time during this project, I would probably try to make it voice controlled, and I could do that using a Node MCU. My time at Bluestamp was a really great experience. I learned a lot about circuitry and engineering in general. I learned what a breadboard was. I really learned how to program an Arduino. I learned what servos were, and I learned how to program them and make them work and everything. And I realized in Bluestamp that learning by doing is the best way to learn, and therefore my time at Bluestamp was really well spent.